On the 24th of December 2022, Ian Michael of IMR Tech graced the Dreamcast playing world with his homebrew version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection. This is an unofficial equivalent of Konami's compilation for modern systems that gives Dreamcast owners probably the best version they could hope for on a system that is now 24 years old. Now, I haven't dabbled in emulation on the Dreamcast for quite some time, but I always remember it being a pretty bad experience. Games would often run with graphical errors, with poor sound reproduction and frame rates so slow that it was basically unplayable. SNES emulation was especially bad, so I was not expecting much from these ports of Turtles in Time and Tournament Fighters. Well, apparently, SNES emulation has come leaps and bounds since those days, because despite some minor graphical shimmering and a few skip frames, this is basically perfect. The games are responsive with good sound reproduction, which is so important when it comes to Turtles in Time and Tournament Fighters, because these SNES ports are probably the headline titles in this compilation, seeing how arcade emulation is still a little too much for the Dreamcast. Every game from the Cowabunga Collection on modern systems, despite those arcade versions, are represented here, which is a staggering achievement. Not only that, but every game also includes a scanned instruction manual which can be zoomed and manipulated just like the modern version. Every NES game is also here alongside the PAL versions, just in case you have an aversion to the word ninja, and the NES emulation is basically spot on. Every Game Boy game is also included with fantastic emulation, even if the screen resolution is a little off compared to the original system. And then there's the Mega Drive emulation, which is above and beyond the capabilities of the Sega Smash Pack emulator. Sound reproduction is perfect in this compilation, and my only complaint would be that the image is a little soft. Sorry I can't show the Mega Drive emulation working in this video, but I had to use a Dreamcast emulator for this capture, and unfortunately that didn't want to play ball with the Mega Drive games. What's really interesting in this compilation is the scope has actually expanded from what the modern compilation is doing, by including the Spectrum versions of the TMNT console and arcade games, and these emulate great as well. Sure, they're not the best playing versions of these games, but they're fascinating curios that are welcome additions to this collection. We also have Mega Drive ROM hacks of Streets of Rage 2 that add the Turtles as playable characters, which makes for a lovely bonus. We also get 2 Beats of Rage mods that run natively on Dreamcast and perform brilliantly as a result. And then there's the video gallery that is host to some wonderful stuff. The compilation on modern systems only has an image gallery to represent the 1987 TMNT cartoon, but this version actually includes 2 full episodes of the show to watch. We also get some wonderfully deep cuts in the form of the various music videos made for the theme songs of the movies, as well as the making of featurette for the Coming Out of the Shells tour. There's a lot more in here as well, and it just rounds out this package to be one of the most extensive and feature-rich experiences I've ever had with a homebrew Dreamcast compilation. My absolute favourite feature of the bunch is one of accessibility. Every game in this compilation features a way to navigate back to the main menu without power cycling the system, which is something Dreamcast homebrew compilations always fail to achieve. This is such a welcome feature as it means the player can easily select another game without having to get up and power cycle the Dreamcast, and it just adds a layer of polish that elevates this whole package beyond its contemporaries. We haven't even mentioned the cool video layering effect on the title screen, which is something entirely new for this collection that no other Dreamcast release has done before. Honestly, there's so much good stuff I can say about this collection that I need to stop somewhere before I basically spoil the entire experience. So if any of this sounds like fun, and you own a Dreamcast, then you owe it to yourself to try this out on real hardware. Links to download the disc image can be found in the video description, and you'll need a blank CDR, a disc burner, and some software like Image Burn to get the thing on a disc. Have fun!